Happy 2021, everyone! This is 64 Beastie Man here, and I'm back with another commentary. And oh boy, what a commentary this one will end up being, because today, we got ourselves a double feature. Last year, in October, Blaze the Movie Fan made a video talking about how he didn't like Pikachu as a mascot at the time. Originally, I was going to cooperate in a co-op on it, but things never got off the ground with it, so I decided to save my breath for the time being. However, things started to get interesting as I found this video while looking around through YouTube videos recently. Everyone, meet Vids, who officially started on YouTube 2 years ago but didn't really start posting videos on a monthly schedule until just last year. In early November, he decided to make a commentary on Blaze's video where he attempts to defend Pikachu as a mascot, though his attempt did fall a bit flat. So I decided, hey, if I'm going to cover Brick's video, I might as well cover Blaze's video as well, because even though he did disown it, I do have a few points to make against him as well. So as long as I'm doing that, I might as well present you guys a free mystery gift. Ta-da! This is going to be the avatar I'm going to use when I cover Blaze the Movie Fan. So just to make sure that everybody's on the same page here, Oshawott for Brick and Scorbunny for Blaze. Anyway, let's dive right into this video. I'll be skipping the first minute and 14 seconds of Brick's video since he unrelatedly shows off his bicycle before introducing us to the commentary at hand.
Please let this be a normal field trip with a friend? No way!
Hey guys, what's up? This is Blaze the Movie Fan, and there is one thing that has been annoying me for years now, which I need to address. And it frustrates me to a massive degree. And that is of course Pikachu. Oh my god, I fucking hate Pikachu with such a burning fucking passion. It is, in my opinion, one of the worst Pokemon ever. Now before I go on, there is one thing you should keep in mind. I am not referring to Ash's Pikachu specifically. This video is not about that at all. I am referring to the Pokemon in general. If you want to know my opinion on Ash's Pikachu specifically, I already talked about them in my video, top 15 worst characters of the Pokemon anime. If you want to see the video, a link to it is in the video description below. Hell, even better, I will also leave a link that includes the fucking timestamp on when I start talking about Ash's Pikachu.
Well, that sounds great. I'll make sure to watch that part of the video because I don't want any spoilers on the Pokemon anime that I haven't seen yet. So if I want to see your opinion, we'll make sure to do just that right after I get done with this commentary. Thank you very much.
Okay, so your first interjection here is just saying that you'll watch the video later on. I get that you've only watched Blaze's video a couple of times, and you're commentating while watching his video.
I want to watch this video, let's say, about once or twice before we're going over this. So, I'm going to probably watch this video while doing this commentary, like always.
But letting all of this play out just to say that you'll watch Blaze's other video later on can also be seen as padding. Trust me, nobody will blame you if you skip over sections of a video where you don't have a point to make. That being said, Blaze, this segment where you promote your video about the worst Pokemon anime characters feels really dragged out. Not only that, but it feels very unnecessary to the video in question. Personally, I would have left it out of the video, but if you were still going to promote the video, you could very well do it in passing. For example, you could have said something like, "Today we're going to talk about why I hate Pikachu. However, we're not going to talk about Ash's Pikachu as I've already addressed my issues with him in another video. Link will be in the description." That way it gets the promotion out of the way quickly and transitions smoother into the actual video.
An issue that I have with Pikachu is that it's being forced to our faces. Mainly because Pikachu is the main marketing tool for Pokemon.
Well, you can probably say the same thing about SpongeBob and how Nickelodeon treats it as a mascot, that SpongeBob is being forced to their faces. Hell, you can even say the same thing about Teen Titans Go with Cartoon Network, how Cartoon Network just forces that show on our faces, or shoves the show down our throats.
Okay, I'm kinda confused by this interjection. Like, what was even the point of it? If it was to try to argue Blaze's point about Pikachu being forced into people's faces because Game Freak treats it like a mascot, I don't really see how. It just seems like you're giving off examples of other mascots being shoved into people's faces to prove that it's common, which doesn't actually debunk Blaze. On the flip side, if it's meant to agree with Blaze's point, then holy shit, why would it even be in the video then? And before anyone says anything, allow me to explain. You can agree with stuff being said in the commentary as long as you can explain why it works or can expand on the ideas given, as you'll likely see me do in certain parts in this commentary. However, the issue comes in where the point seems like it's agreeing with a certain individual just to agree with a certain individual. Those points don't really add anything to the discussion and instead serve to pad out the length of a video. So either way you look at this particular point, it just seems like a double-edged sword.
Let's do hide and seek! Come find me!
Looking at the thing much puts some very bad taste in my mouth. Oh, and I have made my opinion on Detective Pikachu clear. It's a fucking mess. It is, without shadow of a doubt, one of the worst movies of the 2010s.
I haven't seen Detective Pikachu, so I have no idea. Personally, I didn't think the movie would sound that good. I'm like, of all live action movies they would make, they would place it on a video game that's about Pikachu as a detective. Personally, I think they should have done other things, like other real-life Pokemon movies. And personally, I don't think that should have been the first one. And I wasn't that interested in a live-action Pikachu movie or a Pokemon movie to begin with. Because I don't like any of the live-action movies they made of Disney films, like The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast. I'm not that interested in those movies. However, there's also going to be a Loud House live-action movie. Hell, I'm sure that movie's going to be one hell of a mess, too.
Stop. Wait a minute. Hold up. When did this conversation change from talking about Detective Pikachu to talking about live-action films? And for that matter, how does this tangent relate to what Blaze's opinions on Detective Pikachu are, and how they relate to his distaste for Pikachu? Sure, Blaze brings up in passing later on how there should have been a live-action Pokemon movie instead of Detective Pikachu, but outside of that, he never brought up any other live-action movies because they weren't important to his video. And bringing up the live-action movies from Disney and an upcoming live-action Loud House movie is really superfluous to the video at best.
Why weren't you at elf practice?
I would also go as far as to say that it's one of the worst video game movies out there. For someone who has been a Pokemon fan for over 20 fucking years, it fucking disgusts me how bad the movie is.
Well, there are other bad live-action movies out there based on video games, such as the Super Mario Bros. Live-action movie. But out of that, there is also good movies too, such as the Sonic the Hedgehog 2020 live-action movie that came out this year. And there's other live-action video game movies, such as the Lara Croft, and I'm sure those movies may not be that bad, but I haven't seen them yet. And there's also the Mortal Kombat live-action movies, and many few others probably. Those are just a few examples I would like to give.
Again, this isn't directly related to what Blaze is talking about. Sure, he did say that Detective Pikachu is possibly the worst video game movie, but he never actually brought up other video game movies to compare it to. His video is still centered on his hatred of Pikachu as a mascot, and him mentioning his thoughts on Detective Pikachu, while highly subjective at the end of the day, are a means to an end of helping explain to others why he hates Pikachu.
Instead of getting a good Pokemon live-action movie, which we should have gotten fucking years ago, we get a boring detective story with Pokemon shoved in there. That's all the movie fucking is.
I agree, we should have gotten that a long time ago. However, not everything would be good in live action. And personally, there would have been huge outrage if we did have a Pokemon live action movie years ago. And it would not have been too good, especially if we had a live action movie based on the old series. Can you imagine how hard it would be to find characters for the Pokemon live action movies that's just like the characters in the Pokemon anime or the video game? It would be very hard indeed.
While I don't necessarily disagree with this statement right here, this is all based off of pure speculation. As far as I know, there were never any plans by Game Freak to release a live action movie in the past, so we wouldn't know what the fan reaction could have been. Hypothetically speaking, suppose that a live-action movie based on the first two Pokemon games came out about two trainers named Ash and Ethan that had connecting paths in their own regions of Kanto and Johto towards facing off against one another in the Indigo League with their teams of Pokemon. And let's just say, in addition to this hypothetical, it incorporated many elements from the games that fans liked while also throwing in some memorable moments from the anime, such as when Ash first met Pikachu. What if the general reaction to such a movie turned out to be positive? The point is, you can't really use speculation to determine how well a movie would have performed, because what you think might have happened might not have been the case.
If it was a boring detective story taking place in the real world, or a fictional universe that's close to the real world, it really wouldn't be any different. Oh, and since the main subject of this video is Pikachu, the fact that the first live-action Pokemon movie has fucking Pikachu in the title is fucking disgusting.
Well, that's very minor. However, I do respect your opinion on Pikachu. However, I think that is very minor just to nitpick a character of the movie. It's best to just nitpick a character instead of having them choose based on the movie.
Yeah, Blaze, I'm gonna have to agree with Brick on this point. The title to a movie or a video game doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, and trying to use the title to Detective Pikachu to try to justify your hatred towards Pikachu makes it seem like you're just grasping at paper-thin straws at times.
And besides, Pikachu is supposed to be their mascot. If you don't like it, that's fine. But what about all the Mickey Mouse-based movies and cartoons they've made? And Mickey Mouse is the mascot of Disney. And I know you've told me that Mickey Mouse wouldn't be that good of a mascot of Disney, but Mickey Mouse was the first thing Walt Disney created, so it makes sense why Mickey Mouse would be the mascot. I don't know how that relates to Pikachu, but yeah, let me know in the comments section.
Actually, Brick, you do have a point here. Your Disney comparison with Mickey Mouse makes sense when you look at things like this. Pokemon was first released in 1996 in Japan and 1998 in the United States, with Pikachu among the 150 Pokemon made for Red and Blue. So it does make a bit of sense that Pikachu would be the mascot for Pokemon, especially when later on down the road, Pokemon Yellow will be released with Pikachu as your starting Pokemon. Same goes for Mickey Mouse, who was created in the late 1920s by Walt Disney and went on to become the long-running mascot of the company. This comparison works really well, so good job there.
To make matters worse, there are a lot of fucking game titles that have Pikachu in it. Such as Hey You Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I can go on all day.
You know you could just ignore those games. I mean, nobody's forcing you to play those games, Blaze. Like, nobody's forcing you to play any of those Pikachu games. You could just ignore them.
Well, yeah, he could ignore those games, but it still wouldn't change the gripe that he has, since his issue is that there are several Pokemon games that put Pikachu in the forefront, with its examples being Hey You Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Speaking of which, Blaze, I do have to ask you something here. Is Game Freak really that obsessed with Pikachu? Because, and even when taking Pokemon Channel and Pokemon Yellow into account, since Pikachu is the Pokemon you're with the entire game in both cases, that would just be 4 instances of Game Freak doing this. And if you want to be generous, Pokemon Dash can count as a 5th entry, with the Poke Park entries and the Detective Pikachu game even adding in 3 more spots for a total of 8 games that are Pikachu focused. And even then, that's not even half of the games that have been released under the Pokemon name. There's most of the mainline Pokemon games that don't feature Pikachu prominently, there's the Mystery Dungeon games, there's Pokken Tournament, Pokemon Snap, the Pokemon Trading Card game, Pokemon Conquest, the Pokemon Rangers series, the Pokemon Rumble games, and the list goes on. But in general, with all the games added up, including the mobile games, Pikachu is prominently featured less than 10% of the time. So it's not getting as much praise and special treatment from Game Freak as you're letting on here. Sure, Game Freak does like to show off Pikachu from time to time, but the list doesn't lie.
Stop giving Pikachu so much fucking highlights. It's fucking annoying and it needs to fucking stop.
Well, tell that to Nickelodeon when it comes to SpongeBob. Tell that to Cartoon Network when it comes to Teen Titans Go. And tell that to Disney when it comes to Mickey Mouse. You will not go far.
Well, generally, yeah, companies do have to make decisions that will help them make the most profit and give the least expenses, and sometimes keeping mascots around helps them to do that. However, there are times where consumer outrage can affect companies and force them to listen to demand. If I can bring up the hashtag Bring the National Dex Back movement for a bit, that movement was born out of a negative reaction to Pokemon Sword and Shield cutting out the national Dex from the game, so fans of Pokemon wouldn't be able to get all 800 plus Pokemon in the game. Since then, Game Freak has been trying to get some of those Pokemon gutted from the games back in through the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra DLCs. And while not a perfect solution, it is helping to make fans more amiable to buying the games. So if anything, that shows that while companies have to worry about their bottom line first, they can't outright ignore the vocal demand of their consumers.
It's there for nothing!
Now, I am aware that there is an item available that makes Pikachu better than Raichu, but that is a big problem I have. Light Ball shouldn't even fucking exist. There's absolutely no reason at all why any Pokemon should be more useful than its evolved counterpart.
I mean, you could just evolve Pikachu into Raichu, but still, Raichu is kind of obscure in some way. And you have to get a Thunderstone in order to evolve Pikachu into Raichu, and Thunderstones are really hard to find in the game.
Again, this doesn't necessarily debunk Blaze. His point is that the Light Ball shouldn't exist as it's an item used to boost Pikachu's attack and special attack stats by a multiplier of 2 during battle, which to him makes things unfair for Raichu. Just saying that you can evolve Pikachu into Raichu to make it stronger kinda sidesteps the criticism he has.
Let's do hide and seek! Come find me!
It's time for yet another major reason why I fucking hate Pikachu. Another reason I hate it is because it steals all the spotlight that Raichu should rightfully get. I mean seriously, when it comes to the Pokemon fandom, not many people care about Raichu. And that is beyond fucking disgusting. Raichu should, by all means, be one of the most beloved Pokemon. The fact that it isn't pisses me off massively. In fact, Raichu is the one that deserves to be the fucking mascot of Pokemon, not Pikachu. Since evolving should be one of the most important aspects of Pokemon.
Alright, I'd just like to step in here really quickly and address what Blaze said about evolution being one of the most important aspects of Pokemon. While there are obvious benefits to evolving, such as boosted stats and a wider range of moves to learn, whether or not people want to evolve their Pokemon in the game is a personal choice. Some people don't want to evolve certain Pokemon, and it can be for a multitude of reasons. For instance, what if they find the evolutions of certain Pokemon to be ugly? What if they want a team of unevolved Pokemon like what you'll sometimes face in the games with certain trainers? And hell, what if they just prefer to have one Pokemon over its evolved form? Again, evolution may be important, but the choice to let Pokemon evolve is more important. That's why implementations like pressing B to cancel out evolutions and having Pokemon hold Everstones exist. Now since Brick Vids' points towards the end of the video are mostly decent, I'm going to end the video right here. Final thoughts time, starting with Blaze. Blaze, I'm sort of hesitant to give you final thoughts here, mainly because you did disown your video, which shows that you want to move past it. So, I guess what I have to say is this. You're free to view Pikachu as overrated. You're free to think that shouldn't be the mascot of Pokemon. Just be sure to make sure that you're well researched when making a video talking about your problems with Pikachu in the future, because a couple times that I addressed you directly in this video, it seemed like you were stretching to make Pikachu look bad when that's not the case. If there's nothing else that you can take away from watching my video, I want you to take these final thoughts into consideration because they will definitely help you out for next time. Now, Brick, this was the first video on your channel that I've seen, and overall, your commentary was definitely a roller coaster. Throughout half of your commentary, your points were really shaky, as some of them served to merely pad out the video, some off topic to the situation, and others semi-addressing what Blaze was saying while not really debunking him. However, over the course of this video, your points did manage to get better, and you actually did make some good points here and there, like with your Mickey Mouse mascot comparison. I get that you're thinking about making more commentaries in the future, and I'm all in favor for it if you want to pull it off. So, here's what I have to suggest. In the future, make sure the points you make are better thought out and stay on subject of the video, and if you need to prepare for your commentaries, I'd recommend writing a script on Google Documents or Microsoft Word so that you have a good idea of what you want to say. There's probably some other issues that I've missed in this commentary, but if you take the advice I'm giving you here to heart, then your commentaries will definitely improve with due time, and the issues will subside. Now with that said, Brick, Blaze, you two have a great day. And to everybody watching, this is 64 Beastie Man, beasting out.